Good evening, everyone. I'm Funky, and I'd like to talk a bit about the custom folder with you today. Now, I know most of the content I produce is generally satire, but this is a bit of a more serious topic that I'm going to dwell on, so I figure I'll give it the amount of respect it deserves. So today I played the wrong clip again. Hello, everyone. I'm Funky, and if you don't know me, I'm usually a bit of a satirical person, but there's something that's been eating away at me I feel like I need to talk about. So, I've been asking myself for the past few days, does Valve hate custom content for their game? Specifically TF2, obviously, you can tell, but yeah, do they hate that content? Now, I'm not talking about animation changes and texture fixes and that kind of content, but I'm talking about, you know, like mega exploit packs that have been released to the public and that have been super controversial. If you haven't caught on to what I'm talking about yet, you probably noticed by now that around sometime of October last year, Valve decided they were gonna enforce SV Pure 1 on their servers. Now, if you don't know what that means, basically any custom content except for hit sounds and HUD files, I believe, basically will not be allowed. So, you know, if you have any of your model changes, that kind of content, you're basically shit out of luck. And I've been wondering, why does Valve feel like it's okay to sort of take everyone down a peg at the cause of getting rid of this singular problem? And the funny thing is, the ironic thing about this all, is that not even a couple months after they enforced SV Pure 1, the guy that created the pack just went out and created a patch that bypassed SV Pure 1. So that exploit pack, it still works on SV Pure 1. But all the people with, you know, their mods, again, you're shit out of luck. And I've wondered for days, obviously I'll keep going back to that, what can I do? What can you do to change this? And honestly, I don't know. But the best course of action that I've found is email Valve. If you don't know how to email Valve, obviously you can just Google how to email Valve. That'll get you far. But if you're too lazy to do that, I'll go ahead and give you an email. So Eric S. at valvesoftware.com. This guy basically forwards all emails to the right people. And this is pretty useful for someone like me who I'm not sure who to contact for this kind of thing. Now it might seem kind of silly to overwhelm this one guy with emails for, oh, I want to get my new Pyro skin usable on Valve servers. Please let me do that instantly. But, you know, everyone's got a reason. Everyone has a cause. And I think the best way to let them know is to keep letting them know, even if they're getting 5 emails a day before this video goes out, and the 5 people that ever watch it will go out and email it. But it's really a question that's buggered away at me for a while, because obviously bypassing SV Pure 1, you can do it easily with materials and sound files and certain things. So, you know, trying to fix the exploit packs doesn't mean much anymore now that it's, you know, it's moot. But I digress. I really want to use the content I use, which, if you don't know, most of the content I like to use is animation overhauls, reanimations for the view models, that sort of content right there. I also use some texture fixes and other minor icon stuff. But yeah. So the only other reason I could think of that Valve implemented this forced SV Pure 1 is that for the longest time, Valve has stood by the policy that they offer a completely vanilla experience on their servers. And I thought, okay, well that kind of makes sense. You know, they want a pure vanilla. When someone joins a game, they want to be playing just the core game itself, what they intended it to be on their servers. But that doesn't really make sense when you think about it, because mods are something the user puts into the game. There's something that you have to decide to put on. So it's not like a new person to the game is gonna boot up and find out that all their mercenaries are now horses because the game automatically installed a bunch of mods. That's something they have to go do. So offering a vanilla experience could kind of vary from player to player, because one player might want it to be, you know, horse skins, and another person might want it to be vanilla, but with a couple of fixes. And speaking of fixes, let me just rant about this topic. Really, Valve? There's so many things that you neglect to fix, and yet you're punishing me when I want to go out and fix them myself. Not myself, but having someone else's fixes. Like, so for example, the lock and load. So, it's got 2 shots, and it has 3 pipes. So if I want to have a 3-barrel lock and load to fix that problem, well, it doesn't matter now. I'm not allowed to use it. If I want to have my sniper having 1 glove instead of 2 in his view model, which, by the way, this has been in the game since its release. I don't understand why they've never fixed that. But again, it's that kind of thing where Valve's too lazy to go fix it themselves, and if I want to do it and I want to fix it myself, I can go fuck myself, because apparently I'm a terrible person. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, hey, Funky, Punchy, Punko, Funko, whatever my name I go by that day, why don't you just go to a community server? Well, there's another issue. You ever heard of this little thing called Quickplay? You probably have. If you're a community server, it's probably the thing that killed you. And what I mean by this is, Quickplay basically killed off the community server scene. If you're a new player, you're not going to go to the server browser and find, you know, something running custom maps. You're going to go to Quickplay, you're going to go to CTF, payload, whatever it is you feel like doing, and go to a Valve server. And since Quickplay doesn't have any support for the servers that want to run, you know, Barino or Cashworks, any sort of decent custom map, then servers running that aren't going to get anywhere because they're not allowed in Quickplay, and no one's not using Quickplay. And I'm really just sort of forced into this corner where if I want custom content, I have to go to generally empty servers, save for, you know, weekends in certain times, in favor of, you know, Quickplay with your Valve servers and your hackers and your, you know, 13-year-olds on the microphone, that sort of thing. I mean, I sound like I'm 14. It was actually my birthday, and, you know, I turned, you know, anyone gave me a gift, but, I'm going off topic here. I want to be in an environment where the game feels like it's being updated, where it's getting fixed for all these minor things that Valve refuses to touch. And I can't feel that way because every server that offers that experience with custom apps that Valve refuses to make official, and, you know, custom mods that make the game feel like it's being fixed, are always dead. The servers are always empty or low, you know, Lenny faces. God, I hate those. I'll try and start tallying every time I use the word by the way, awful habit. I digress. I'll use that again. It's something we can only wait for Valve to fix, you know? So I guess that's the end of this. There's not much I need to tackle. I guess I can move it on to the end slate. Yeah, so what kind of custom content do you use? Obviously, Valve's cutting it off, so you might have gotten rid of some mods, but I still use them, so if you have suggestions for something I should use, feel free to tell me. And this is off topic too, but everyone and their grandma's been talking about Overwatch, and I really don't feel like I have any reason to talk about it because, you know, anything I could say has already been said by somebody. I know pretty much any sort of TF2 related content anywhere that you find it posted, everyone's talking about Overwatch. And I'm frankly, I'm sick of it because, you know, will it kill TF2? Probably not. I hope it does, because then Valve will have a reason to update it again. But if not, you know, then I'll just keep playing both, you know? Alright, you don't know who I am, I don't know who you are, and we'll probably never talk again. But if we do, I'll see you next time.